Before we get into the details of today's findings and events, I just want to say this. Bubba Wallace is not Jussie Smollett. Is it Jesse or Jussie? Someone correct me if I'm wrong there. But just why? Because he didn't know about it. He said he didn't know about it. He didn't find it himself. He didn't report it. The president of NASCAR called him, approached him, and told him that someone else had reported it, and the president of NASCAR, Steve Phelps, had told Bubba Wallace. Whereas in the Smollett case, Smollett hired two guys to beat him up. And, yeah, I don't think Bubba hired anyone to put this up. In fact, it's been up since October of 2019, so that would have had to have been one long-ass plan, and I don't think Bubba did that. So, yeah. Very different situations to all you calling him Bubba Smollett. He is not Jussie Smollett, okay? He did not set this up for his political agenda. He did not set this up for some type of statement. He did not do any of this. It's been like this since October. He had nothing to do with it, so quit hating on Bubba Wallace for this. He did not do anything. All he did was he was informed by the president of NASCAR, Steve Phelps, the night before Monday, which was Sunday, and he was informed that, look, we found something that looks like a noose in your garage, and we don't know. We're investigating it right now. We're trying to figure out what it is, and if someone put it there, and we'll get back to you on it. And obviously, Bubba, he took the information as he was told, and he was pretty emotional about it, and I don't blame him. If you heard something like that and you were in his position, I think you would react the same way. So to all you judging him, get off of him just for a bit. Now on to the information part. Let's get into it. So obviously today, it was found that the FBI investigated the new situation. It ended up being a garage pull. No other way of saying that, but that is a huge misunderstanding and a huge overreaction compared to what we thought it was initially, I will admit. You guys know me. I try to stay as unbiased as possible in these situations. I was pretty upset at the initial news when I thought it was a noose. The way it was tied, it's still considered a noose, I guess. I think that's the way it's tied, just the way it's tied. I don't know how else to describe it. It may not have the same purpose. This purpose is for a garage pull. You pull it, the garage opens, closes, whatever. And, yeah, that's what it's for. But, yeah, the FBI investigated it. They figured out it was just a garage pull. It was nothing. No hate crime, nothing with ill intent towards Bubba Wallace or anyone like that. So let's get into the statement. On Monday 15, FBI special agents conducted numerous interviews regarding the situation at Talladega Superspeedway. After a thorough review of the facts and evidence surrounding the event, we have concluded that no federal crime was committed. The FBI learned that garage number 4, where the noose was found, was assigned to Bubba Wallace last week. The investigation also revealed evidence, including authentic video confirmed by NASCAR, that the noose found in garage number 4 was in that garage as early as October 2019. Although the noose is now known to have been in the garage number 4 in 2019, nobody could have known Mr. Wallace would be assigned to garage number 4 last week. The decision not to pursue federal charges is proper after reviewing all available facts and all applicable federal laws. We offer our thanks to NASCAR, Mr. Wallace, and everyone who cooperated with this investigation. So there is the official statement from U.S. Attorney and FBI special agents. So, yeah, it was not a hate crime. It was not an ill intent, which honestly I'm thankful for. If that was the situation, someone in the NASCAR garage did put a noose in that garage with ill intent, with racist thoughts and threatening towards Bubba Wallace, that would have been terrible. That's a terrible thing to do. But it was amazing to see the sport rally around Bubba Wallace, everyone to unite yesterday. NASCAR family, as everyone is saying. It was amazing to see that emotion with all the drivers just showing love towards each other. I think that's something we need more in this world. There's so much negativity in this world. There's so much hate. It's nice to see some love, some positivity every once in a while. Man, I could go on about that forever. There's a lot of hate and stuff, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, so the NASCAR statement was basically the same. They said, "Thanks FBI. Here's what we found," and yeah, that's basically what they said. But yeah, if you look, there's a picture that for some reason it says November 2019. It was October 2019. I was actually in the garage. These are not my pictures, but I'll show you a couple of my pictures. October of 2019, you can see the hand pull, the pull, I don't know what's called, pull rope? I think that's what it's called. But yeah, you can see that over Paul Menard's car. Obviously, it does look like it is tied in a noose fashion, but it's something just for you to pull. That's what it looks like. And then they changed that in June 2020. You can see it's just a simple rope. But yeah, if you look at some of my pictures here that I posted on Twitter, took back in October of 2019 at the garage. I zoomed in on a couple because I wanted to do some of my own personal investigation. I guess I'm not the FBI. I'm not a genius like that, but I wanted to look at it. And someone pointed this out. No other garages are tied. None of them are like that. None of the other ropes. And I zoomed in at my own pictures and I said, oh my gosh, none of them are like that. Okay? You go, you look at them. Look at this. Like, look at these pictures. Look at, if you, the other ones are kind of hard to see, but look at this one. The one next to the dude with the Haas shirt on. That is very clearly a straight rope. This next one, it's kind of hard to see, but if you zoom in, you can see. Very straight rope. You look at the one next to Jones's car. Straight rope. And if you look at the one next to, I don't know whose stall that is, you can kind of see it. Straight rope. But yeah, obviously, I don't have the greatest pictures, but I think I have decent pictures, that, especially that one. That's a straight rope. And Bubba Wallace had pointed that out too in his interview with CNN tonight. He had said that from the evidence that we have, and I have, it's a straight up noose. He had never seen something like that in the garage before. Pull like that in the garage before. They'd always, I guess, been just the straight rope. So that is peculiar. I don't know if it was tied like that for hateful reasons or just to help the team that weekend. I really don't know why it's like that. That's mind-boggling. I really don't know if it was ill intent for there. I genuinely don't know. That one's a mind-boggling one for me, to why there are 40 Cup cars in the garage and only one of those was tied like that. I really don't know. This whole thing is very confusing, to be honest. I really don't know. This has been one of the weirdest situations I've ever had to talk about here and ever seen before. But yeah, as for NASCAR, I think they did the right thing by looking into it and having it get investigated a bit, getting it looked at to make sure it wasn't negative. To the crew member who looked at it and saw it, they might have, with the way it's a sensitive time right now, and especially within NASCAR, and Bubba Wallace he's a popular name right now in the news, not just NASCAR, but non-NASCAR fans are talking about what he's done the past couple weeks, asking NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag, running the Black Lives Matter car. He's had a lot going on in his personal life, and all across the country, people know him now. So he's had a lot on his chest, and I'm sure that team, they've had a lot of talks about this stuff, and I'm sure one of the crew members, when they saw that, they were like, oh my gosh, and they were thinking about it, and they brought it to NASCAR's attention, which I think is a good thing, but the way NASCAR reacted to it, I think this is where they went wrong. I think the way NASCAR should have reacted to it, I think they should have not told the media first. They should have gotten some investigators, look into it, and when they figured out that, then they could do a little statement saying, hey, we thought it was this, but it ended up not being a big deal. So it's fine if you ever hear anything about it. It's fine. It wasn't anything big. I think everyone would be like, okay. But the way they went at it was, before the investigation started, they called the media, and the media released the statements, because, they're the media. When you're a reporter, when you're a journalist, when you get information, you don't hold on to it. You're going to release it once you get it confirmed. So they released it. They said, hey, this is what we got. This is what we've heard here. And yeah, that's all NASCAR's telling us. That's what they're telling us right now. That's what we've been told. And everyone took off and ran with it. Non-NASCAR people ran with it. NASCAR people ran with it. Yeah, it's amazing how many people that don't know anything about NASCAR, they haven't seen one race, they haven't been to one race, all of a sudden they know everything about NASCAR when they get this report. They know absolutely everything. They know how every garage pull is tied. They know how every car is run. They know everything about Bubba Wallace. It's absolutely incredible how once this came out, they were just instant experts on NASCAR. Instant experts. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations. There's some dumb tweets on Twitter of people who think they know what they're talking about. But yeah. Anyways, overall, just looking at some of this other stuff, Richard Petty Motorsports released a statement. Yeah, I really don't know what else to talk about. NASCAR said they're going to continue to investigate the situation to why there was a noose-fashioned rope. I don't know why it was like that. I really don't. I don't know if it was ill intent. I don't know if it was just like that so you could pull it easier that weekend. I really don't know. This whole thing is weird. But what I will say is, man, some of you guys are dumb on Twitter and stuff. Social media, I got to get off social media sometimes. There's just so much dumb stuff on there. Yeah, so I do believe this was a misunderstanding and it was an overreaction. But I think NASCAR took the right steps, but they made a couple big mistakes on the way there. They made the right decision when it came to investigating, looking into it with the current situation, with the current around Bubba Wallace, the current situation around him. I think they made the right steps there. But when it came to releasing it to the media, I think they should have waited until they had a definitive answer if it was hateful, bad meaning. I don't know how else to say that. But it really was nice to see the drivers take that stand to say, hey, we care about Bubba. We love Bubba. We're going to rally around him. Unite as a sport. That was really cool to see. Crew members, drivers, team owners. Richard Petty showed up to the race. Fans were chanting Bubba's name. We saw after the race. So, yeah. But, yeah, to people calling Bubba, to people who are giving Bubba shit for this, just stop. He didn't do anything, okay? He wasn't Jussie Smollett. He did not pay anyone to do this. He did not set this up himself. He was misinformed like the rest of us. And I think he had every reason to be concerned with the recent, as I've said, the recent events around him, the recent things. He's been standing up for what he believes in. And you know what? When you stand up for something you believe in, even if it is basic human rights, people are going to disagree with you. People are going to dislike you. They're going to call you names. They're going to yell at you. And Bubba Wallace, there's some extremists out there. There are some extremists out there. And NASCAR made sure that this was not an extremist that would hurt Bubba Wallace. And I'm sure Bubba Wallace, when he was told this, he thought, oh my gosh, there's an extremist. And Bubba Wallace said he was concerned for his family. That was the first people he called after. So, yeah, I think he had every right to be concerned, every right to take this seriously, to be scared, concerned, whatever it may be, emotional. So you guys need to lay off him. He needs our love and support right now. So go give some love and support to Bubba right now. As for everything else, man, I think I've covered the vast majority of it. Gave you the FBI statement, told you in general. The NASCAR statement showed you some pictures, just comparing them. Bubba's interview tonight, I really don't know what else to say. But yeah, man, it's been crazy. Crazy few days here for the NASCAR fans. It's been crazy. I was so mad when I first heard the news. It's nice to know that it was not ill will, hateful, racist, some type of mean symbol towards Bubba Wallace, some type of threat. And it was just a mistake, but unfortunately it was a big mistake on NASCAR's part, the way they released this, the way they handled the situation right at the beginning, but then when they started releasing stuff to the media, they did that at the wrong time, in my opinion. So yeah, just be good human beings, please, to each other. I don't care what your skin is. I don't care what your sexuality is, what gender you are. I love you all. Love everyone. I don't care who you are. I really don't. I love you all. But yeah, I think we all jumped the gun on that yesterday. Even I did. Something these politicians, media people, we'll get into that one day. One day I'll snap. They won't apologize. But yeah, I was one of the many people who jumped to some conclusions, got a little upset, started calling people names on social media. Just wanted to say that, yeah, some of the stuff I said was stupid. I did say some stuff that I probably should have held in and not said, but when we didn't know the full information at first, when I'm hearing that there's a noose in a NASCAR driver's garage who's been in the talks, who's an African-American NASCAR driver, and yeah, that's not a good symbol towards that African-American driver, and people are instantly accusing him of putting it there, calling it a hoax and stuff. And basically calling him a jackass for it, looking up his past, the one mistake he made at the Charlotte Roval last year where he splashed Bowman in the face. And they don't look into the great things about him, like when he throws footballs with the fans, when he celebrates with the fans, when he's just a genuine good human being, and they don't look into that. I'm going to get a little bit mad. Yeah, when you only look at the negatives and you don't look at the positives, when you automatically assume the worst of someone, I'm going to be a little bit mad when I've known him a little longer than you. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but I've watched him race for a few years now, seen him in the media a few years now, and it's really upsetting to see people just jump to conclusions. I jumped to conclusions from the fact that it was a noose, that it was a straight-up hate crime. Sorry about that. I was misinformed on that. But, yeah, when people start just assuming someone's character right off the bat, assuming him of putting it there, that's uncalled for. I'm sure people agree with me. I'm sure people disagree with me. I'm sure I might turn the comments off for this one. I don't think I can deal with that shit today. But, yeah, I'm sure people have their opinions. People are going to say they agree. They disagree with whatever's happened in the past few days. But, yeah, just be nice to each other no matter what. Don't try not to assume the worst of people. I know people they can come off as butt faces, and they can come off as mean and stuff, but just try your best to be nice to people. It's really not that hard just to say, hey, how are you doing? Thank you, you're welcome. Just be nice. But yeah, that's my speech for the day. It's gone on for a while now, but yeah, once again, sorry for jumping the gun on Twitter. Glad I didn't make a video about it. I probably would have said some stuff that I would have had to make a longer apology for, but yeah, just wanted to say be nice to each other. Don't assume the worst of people. Bubba was not a part of this. He did not set this up like Smollett, so he's not Bubba Smollett. He's Bubba Wallace. Jesse Smollett messed up. Bubba Wallace did not. So yeah, thanks for watching.